and through the letter and the signature and the date, the names, definitely that's a back in Regina again, visiting family. So we always take advantage of this opportunity to head over to Spafford Books and visit with Leah and Robin and see what they're up to. Actually, I've got a little bit of business to conduct with Leah this morning. She needs some repairs done, and I have an item that I need some help with, and I think she might just be the right person to help me sort it out. But before we go to Spafford, I need to make a pit stop and pick up something from my friend Oxford, who works at Spafford Books as well. He's a good boy. We have arrived at the secret location of Spafford Books. And here's the, I always want to like knock on the door, give the code, and they slide the little opening, give them the code word, and you get to go in. No such luck. I just open the door and go in. So we'll go in and say hi to Oxford and Robin and Leah. We've made our way inside in the inside of Spafford Books, which of course we've been here before. Here it is. You can see behind me all the loveliness that is Spafford Books. Now I got here and Oxford has the day off today. He's not here, so his little doggy treat will have to wait until later. So let's go over and see what Leah's left for me. The mysterious Leah Spafford is not here either. Such are the breaks. But we'll go over and see what the book is that she left for me to have a look at that sounds like it needs some repairs. All right, we have found the book that Leah has left for us. And unfortunately, the mysterious Leah Spafford has not arrived at the shop yet this morning. It's Saturday. Going to take a little easy for a while, but that's okay. We found the book, so let's have a look and see what needs to be done to it. When I spoke to Leah on the phone, she had mentioned there's some issues with the boards, so let's see what those might be. And here it is. It's a large book, as you can see. And it is called, I'll read it for you, The Prairie Provinces of Canada, Their History, People, Commerce, Industries, and Resources. This isn't what you would call a rare book by any stretch, but it's, you know, it's desirable. It's a very nice book. And look at the image on the front board. Isn't that nice? Yeah, it's a embossed gilt bison head, which you see a lot of bison images in and around Saskatchewan and Alberta. So here clearly is the issue. Yes, and it is an issue. So it's definitely pulled loose here at the gutter. Board's completely detached, so we will have to attach that. There's also some issues along with the binding, the spine binding. So we're going to need to obviously fix all of this up. This front signature is a little bit loose, as you can see, so we'll tighten that back up and make it all nice and solid. Flip it over the rear. Oh, rear board, same issue. It has become detached. So, and you can see too, the corners have been rubbed. This is a leather binding, and it is fairly durable, but of course the extremities do tend to get worn, even on the flat surfaces, as you can see here on the foredge of the board. Beautiful end papers. I like those. That's what I like about these older books from this particular period of history, is they did some really nice binding and used some really nice papers. So we'll reattach both the boards, fix up the spine. The spine is actually in pretty good shape, all things considered. So yeah, we want it to look more like that than that. So let's just look. I'm just going to push that back a little bit. Let's just look inside and see. It is published by Cells Limited, Fleet Street, London, England, 1914. Of course, there wasn't a lot of presses in Canada at the time, and many of these books did come from the UK. Oh, this is interesting. The Gresham Press, on the back here, the publication page, Unwin Brothers Limited, Woking and London. I've been to Woking. Unwin, very prominent publisher in the UK, and are still in business, I believe, to this day. So, yeah, lots of interesting. Boy, the interior's just pristine. There's no foxing, or very little. A little bit to the outside of the edges. And we're just gonna fold that over, and we'll just check the rear signature here and make sure that this is firmly attached. It is. And once we solidify the spine, that'll be 100%. Okay, awesome. We can make those repairs without too much issue, and we'll get it all fixed up and get it back to Leah on our next visit here to Regina. Okay, now I have something that I brought along that I'm going to see if Robin has any insight as to what it is I have. So recently I had part of an estate sale come into the store, and in an envelope and kind of stuck in the bottom of one of the boxes, I found this very interesting book of sorts. It's unbound. It's called The Problem of Megan Island, and it's written by I'm going to try this pronunciation, Vilhjalmur Stefansson. Now, Mr. Stefansson, and I did a little research on this, as there's not a lot online, but now this was intended as the third chapter, but it was suppressed in the publication of Unsolved Mysteries of the Arctic, which was published by the 1938 Explorers Club. And they thought this particular chapter was a little too controversial and they had some questions, so they pulled it out of the actual book, and then the author, Mr. Stefansson, went on to privately print 300 limited edition copies of it, and it is called The Problem of Megan Island, intended as a third chapter but suppressed in the publication of Unsolved Mysteries of the Arctic. And it was that was published in 1938, and then privately printed for Mr. Joseph Robinson, who I believe was the money guy, the backer on this, in New York in 1939. So my question is I don't think it's an original. It's a copy of one of the 300. Although there's a signature on it, and the signature is a little baffling. It almost looks like it was a live signature, that perhaps, and I don't know how it would have happened, that this photocopied edition that we have was signed by the author, Mr. Stefansson, in February of 1952. Anyways, I brought it along with me here to Spafford to let Robin have a look at it and see what she thinks, and maybe we share the same opinion, maybe we don't. Okay, so here it is. There's the signature that we're talking about, and as you can see, it says it's copy 190, limited to 300. And when we look at it, you can see on some of the edges what looks like when you make a photocopy. So, and the paper doesn't feel right to the time period to me. I don't know, Robin, what do you think?
I think it may have been mimeographed, but I do think this is a live signature.
And what would be
basing that based on how when I run my finger along it,
yeah,
it's raised above the paper. I can feel the ridges of the letters.
Right. Now, when I looked at it,
I don't know if have you matched his signature to see if that is his signature.
I haven't yet, but I mean I can do that. That would be one of my next steps. Now, when I looked at it under the magnifying glass, and you have one here, I mean, there's ways that you can tell if a signature is live or copied, and it depends on how many pixels there are there hesitation marks, is it faded?
Yeah.
And I don't know, what do you see anything with the magnifying glass that would help you decide whether it's live or not? It's kind of hard to tell, isn't it? I mean, I don't have one of those fancy dancy machines like they do on, Pawn Stars where the guy comes in with his tub.
Yeah. We don't either. I don't know. Maybe I'm out of my mind. Sorry.
Well, that would make two of us. And I suppose it's not impossible that this was photocopied and the gentleman that got it photocopied from copy 190 at some point had it signed later.
I think that the author, maybe, or the author happened to have a photocopied.
Yeah.
Because this is to Orbig, who would be somebody that would probably know somebody named Stephenson.
Yeah, who is the author, yeah. So...
Either way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is. I might just leave it here with you two, and you can, look at it together when Leah's in, and we'll get her 2 cents worth and see what we think. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but anyways, I appreciate you looking at it for me. Thanks very much, Rob.
You're welcome.
Well, I think we can reliably say, now that I've had an opportunity to review that copy of the book, that it is a mimeographed or photocopied copy of one of the originals. We managed to decipher that the signature, because there was a letter that was included with that copy, and through the letter and the signature and the date, the names, definitely that's a photocopied edition, if you will. So what I think I'll do is I'm going to tidy it up, and I'm going to do a nice cloth binding on it of some kind. Have a look at what the originals look like, see what those bindings are. Maybe do something similar. I don't know. I'm gonna fuss around a little bit and see what we can come up with, and then bind it as a facsimile edition, And for folks that like to collect Arctic-related material, it would be a very affordable alternative than trying to seek out one of the 300 numbered copies that are out there, because if you look online, they're very, very scarce and they're very, very expensive. So yeah, it might be a nice alternative. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up here at Spafford Books for today. And thanks to Robin for her assistance and generosity and helping me look at that book. Sorry that we missed Leah and Oxford, but we'll catch them next time. And we'll catch you next time on the next episode of Bailey the Bookman.